Hello, everyone. I wanted to share my experience of moving to Poland and buying an apartment. You'll see in the background videos around Warsaw and my Jack Russell Terrier, Sam Dog, who's moved with us. So let me explain. The real estate market is divided into secondary and primary markets. You can check the prices and neighborhoods on Autodom and OLX. There's a difference between the offer price and the actual transactional price, and you can negotiate that. The key thing is when you apply for a mortgage, the bank looks at transactional price statistics. For example, if an apartment is listed at 800,000 zloty, which is the Polish currency, you have 200,000 zloty of your own and you want to borrow 600,000, but the bank values the property at 700,000, then the bank will only give you 500,000 zloty instead. So before starting, you'll need to assess your budget, and a mortgage advisor can help you with that. It's usually free, and the advisor can represent you, the bank, or the developer if you're buying a new construction property. The documents you'll need is an employment contract, preferably indefinite employment, which is called umowa o pracę. Some banks need at least 3 months of employment. In our case, we'd been working for 9 months continuous, so one of the banks rejected us. We initially planned to buy a resale apartment so we could move in right away. For resale, if it's the first one you're buying, you don't need to pay the 2% PCC tax. When you're searching for the resale apartment, most listings involve agencies that charge a commission from both the seller and the buyer. We found one that we were going to work with, but they wanted payments just for viewing the apartment, whether you bought it or not. And that would have been okay, but the apartments they showed us to go and view were the same that we saw ourselves from public domain websites. So they weren't their own private properties they were listing. So you need to watch out for that. We viewed one resale apartment. The neighborhood, size, layout, everything seemed fine. The building was from 2013. They had a parking spot and the price seemed okay. The listing said the apartment was ready for us to move in. When we came to see it, it wasn't exactly like the photos as you would expect. But on the second visit, I had a closer look and brought a notepad and made notes. And we found a few technical issues, like the bathroom doors were swollen, the floors were scratched and squeaking. In one of the rooms there was mold because there was no ventilation, so the moisture in the air was just gathering in one place. We asked, despite all that though, we were still interested. We asked the owners if they would lower the price considering the amount of repair work that would be needed to make it presentable or livable. But the agent who wanted to charge us and them the commission said there would be no negotiations. So we had to just drop that. Then a friend suggested that we look at the primary markets, like new developments. And the great thing with that is you deal directly with the developer without any middle people. We chose an apartment and reserved it by paying 1% and signed the reservation agreement on the 1st of June 2024. Then we started collecting the documents for the bank. We worked with the mortgage advisor from the developer side and applied to two banks. One of them rejected us because they wanted 12 months employment and we only had 9 at the time. After the reservation, we signed a preliminary agreement, the developer's contract, at a notary's office. And if you don't know Polish at basically a Polish national level, then you need a sworn translator, which we had to get one. After signing this contract and getting the bank's approval, we paid our share and the bank began transferring the funds to the developer. In our case, the bank made payments in August and September, although we could have paid the installments from December. This happened because the advisor acted a little bit too quick, and as a result, since the bank transferred the money earlier, we started paying interest earlier too. However, because the payments were divided into several parts and the bank delayed one of them, a year later we had to pay the developer compensation for that delay. We were not involved in any of this, and the developer told us that it was all fixed and we wouldn't have to pay any fee. So when it came back to it this year and we highlighted all this, we still had to pay, but they reduced it by, let's say, like 70%. According to the contract, the keys were supposed to be handed over by summer 2025, but the building received all the approvals earlier, so we actually got the keys on December 21st, 2024. There were a few minor defects that the developer promised to fix within 30 days, which they did. Some of them ran a bit later, but they did fix them all. We started the renovations on January 13th and moved into the apartment on March 29th. At that time, we only had the bed, but now we're gradually finishing it. We still need to buy like a nightstand, hallway closet, sofa, TV stand for the living room. But if you're interested in hearing more about the actual renovation and how to save money for that, let me know. We can share that too. We have more videos of Sam Dog exploring and building around the apartment.